code. In the labor field, an employee, of course, when you work for Ford, you identify with the company. I worked for Ford Motor Company, but you also have a split identity. I'm a member of the union too, and so there's many ways. There's a contest of identity in the place of employment, like or a split identity that the workers have to manage. You know, identifying with the company, identifying with the union. If there's a labor dispute or a strike, then it comes to a head. And music, it's a fascinating topic. I really enjoyed your presentation.
Thank you.
Just from, you know, and then I look at another one from just on that identification thing. And then the corporate use of music, from Hale to IBM to like, now corporations use music on TV, the jingles and you know, just the association of the company with Mick Jagger or something like that.
Chrysler and M&M.
Yeah, Chrysler and M&M and all that strong association sells the company. It would be interesting to look at rap music and how corporations have integrated that into, you know, their corporate identities and the growth of that versus, you know, rock and roll as a, you know, kind of a identity that's separate from, you know, that's more of a freedom or, you know, an identity that is independent of organizations and so on. Anyway, fascinating. I love to listen.
Well, of course, I mean, you can use music and art for all kinds of purposes. It depends on who's doing it, but the music was there before the unions were founded. So it really created a sense of community. And so, you know, a sense of community, because music is universal in that sense. I mean, it speaks to...
I think the companies that were the Milltown kind of folk, that literally owned everything, and I think in those cases, the community, the music, the company music was all one thing. As long as the company was treating people fairly and we didn't have some kind of a union thing coming along to kind of upset the apple cart. There's some stuff up in Michigan I didn't even know about, the Kalamazoo Vegetable Parchment Company. But apparently these are the guys that used to make the papers that go around the pears. You know those little green papers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the stuff. That's parchment mill. This is the company, it was basically a paper mill up there in Kalamazoo, but it was just on the edge of the city. It was its own little city. And they had their own band and chorus and the whole business going too, but it was apparently a fairly nice little group to work for. The people are still hanging together that used to work for it. They just had a reunion about 2 years ago.
Did Bethlehem Steel have anything? Because Bethlehem Steel had its own community in Baltimore. I mean, they had their own, because they had an aunt and her husband who lived in Bethlehem Steel houses. And of course, Kannapolis, North Carolina, Cannon Mills, I don't know what they...
Actually, Bethlehem Steel was one of the first ones. I didn't bother reading all of this stuff.
Yeah, but okay. Probably, I mean, that whole sense of community.
Way early, 1915 stuff.
Yeah, absolutely,
It was up and running.
Absolutely. They provided everything, really. It was a kind of indentured servitude. It was a kind of just slavery moved from the plantation.
I own my own little company store. We were kids.
Yeah.
You know, finally understood that line in that old Tennessee Army Ford piece. 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Don't call me St. Peter because I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. It didn't make sense to me till I started working on this and realized how tightly knit these mill towns.
Oh, absolutely. And then the unions had to deal with that, so they used music for their purposes. This is fascinating.
Absolutely.
Another little... In factories, there's grievances. Workers want something, and the company wants something else. One thing is like playing radios.
Yeah.
Who controls the radios on the shop floor? And sometimes the company wants to shut down the radios. You can't listen to an open speaker radio. And then the workers say, "Look, we want to listen to open speaker radios." They said you can wear your earplugs, but you can't broadcast it because there's. And so those things become kind of issues about music in the workplace. Who controls the music?
Exactly.
While we're working, is it forced to a personal thing to avoid?
They actually had playlists and some of the things that I was looking for of what was going to be played at what time, and what kind of music was going to be used at the just before lunch when things kind of slow down a little bit because people are getting hungry, and then which kind of music do you need after lunch to get people back in the work mode, and what do you have to start with in the morning? You've got to have this peppy stuff to get them going in the first part of the shift. Whole lists of kinds of music.
Music as social control.
Oh yes.
Do any of her students have questions? Because we have to stop shortly. You've got questions? Thank you. Any of you all have questions or comments for her?
Well, I have a comment. I just want to say that Ford is still very active in the community and education because they really support SINC. And it's good PR because...
Ford is a big supporter of swings. I didn't know. Yeah, I mean, I know that industry is about something too, but okay.
And it's also good PR because many of us, when we started working for SINC, didn't drive Fords. They were paying us a stipend. We started driving Fords.
And of course, there's Henry Ford Academy, which is up and running as a charter school right on the campus.
Don't you just want to, or they were one of the big sponsors for Forster Hall?
Absolutely. All three, the big three, all that.
Are they still?
From my understanding.
For the symphony, or they?
Yeah, well,
Ford was able to do it for a lot more.
Well, they had Ford. Remember, they had Ford. They had the auditorium. Ford Auditorium was for the symphony for years. Lousy building, but Ford did put the money in.
But Chrysler was the biggest, I think, until they went into bankruptcy. I think.
Chrysler they were funding the concerts.
Yeah, they were the biggest part of it.
Right. Yeah, but unfortunately, that's kind of slid a little bit these days. But yes.
I have a question on the lines of corporations as an alternative for music educators in the community. I was wondering, like, homeschooling is a big trend now. I was wondering if you knew if there were any community homeschool music programs or anything like that.
There's a homeschool orchestra up in Oakland County.
Really?
Yeah. It's all students that are homeschooled.
Really?
Yes, really.
Fascinating question. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
Well,
And I'm sure there's more elsewhere, but that one I know about for sure. You could probably find out who the director is if you check with Dr. Rolos, because she's been in contact with them. But yes, you can. It's a community kind of thing, so you have to find the community that's looking for your services.
Any other comments, questions?
Andrew, you look like you had something you wanted to add. Say it again?
No, I'm good.
You do have something to say.
No, I don't. I really don't.
We thought we did.
Yeah, it is too.